Our people have lived here for thousands of years and not just survived, but really thrived. And though we never really got a whole lot of water in the form of rain from the sky, we had a whole bunch from the Sierra Nevada, where the snow would come down on the mountains and then it would warm up in the season. Water would trickle down, flow into the creeks, and the creeks would continue down the mountain ways. And our people just went, wow, look at this great resource. And we're able to then utilize it, seeing how much water was available from the snowmelt, from the runoff, and created a really extensive ditch network to move water throughout the land as slowly as possible, so that the more the water traveled, the more it absorbed into the land. And that then helped raise up the water table and provide for the plants and the animals.
The entire valley was a garden. And so as you spread the water, your garden grew. All the plants, animals, bugs, everything. The valley was plumbed. The first white guy we've ever seen was in 1855 and 6, and that was Von Smith. He was doing townships and the border of California and Nevada. After a while, he realized every time he crossed one of those ditches, he said, these are man-made. On his journal, he started writing Indian ditches. And then in 1859, Captain Davidson came through because he was looking for horse thieves, and he started writing his journals about Indian ditches. And by the time he got up by Round Valley and Bishop, he compared them to modern engineering, because he just said they're massive, they're all over. We even have one ditch for about a half mile.
It wasn't until 1859 that we started seeing people actually stay and sit within the Owens Valley and settle here. And with that, it really did change the dynamic for our people. Land was no longer able to be accessed in ways that were done in the past, and water was all of a sudden being used by someone else, and they were saying it was theirs to use and couldn't be used for other purposes. LA had dreams of being bigger, and the one limitation to that was water.
Mulholland came into the country or surveyed it and said, oh, this is a lot of water we could use in LA.
When LA came into the Owens Valley, they diverted the Owens River, and they totally changed the course of that riverway into an aqueduct system that then led to Los Angeles. But then Los Angeles wanted more water and created a second barrel to the aqueduct to be able to double the capacity of the water that could go down into Los Angeles, but didn't necessarily have that water going, and so they began a groundwater pumping program.
Pure, fresh water in abundance.
When you turn on the faucet to get a glass of water, that water could be coming from a local source or it could be coming from a source hundreds of miles away. So we've developed this really intricate, complex system of reservoirs and canals and aqueducts to take water from its source and deliver it to where it's needed. We depend on two primary sources of water, surface water and groundwater. And so surface water is the water you can see that flows into rivers and creeks and lakes and reservoirs. And then there's groundwater, which is the water you can't see. And that's water that's stored underground. It's found in the pores and spaces between our soil and rocks. These aquifers, that's what they're called, are filled with water that comes off of farms, from rain, from rivers. The groundwater actually provides, on average, about 40% of our water that we use in California.
Big Pine Creek used to flow down to the valley, and then it would just fan out into the valley. And part of that was due to the network of ditches that our people had made, which were continued to be utilized. Now, Big Pine Creek is siphoned into one waterway, which is moving quickly down into the Owens River. Los Angeles owns more land in the Owens Valley than it has within its city limits. Here today, we're still dealing with that. there are unresolved water rights issues that our people are having to deal with.